We're 3 weeks away from the most important election in the history of time. Your life is on the line. Yet I just can't help but wonder, where is the love? What I can't seem to wrap my head around is how in 21 days we have the most significant election in the history of time and your life is on the line. Vote like your life depends on it. Yet every single mainstream media outlet and every left-wing pundit will suggest to us that Joey Face Diaper is so far in the lead. Kind of reminds me of, 2016 when the mainstream media in every poll imaginable would suggest that Hill Dog was in the lead over Donnie Baseball. Oh, y'all, he doesn't have a chance. And she just rents out the Javits Center with a glass ceiling. How did that go? Yet somehow, despite beating the Corona clap in like a couple of days and Chris Christie beating the Corona clap and this whole thing being a whole hot bag of crap, I don't even know how people could suggest that they're riding with Biden. I don't really see that much support for this cat. Let's not forget, in the primary, Joey Basement barely had a shot, and he was pretty much divided quite evenly with octogenarian socialist Bernie Sandbags. But this dude, who pretty much got goosed by his party pretty much twice, barely got beat by Joey Basement. And one could kind of argue that if Pocahontas didn't drop out of the race at the last minute, that Joey Basement may not have been able to secure those primary votes. But let's just put that aside for a second. Just in terms of pure with my own two eyes, around town and around places that I go and everywhere that I've traveled, I see a whole lot more visual support for Donnie Baseball than I do for Sleepy Joe. We're talking signs, yard signs, banners, flags on boats. I don't see a lot of Biden stuff. And all of that considering the fact that you putting a Donnie Baseball sign on your property or on your boat or wearing a hat pretty much objectively makes you a target because you're a racist or a sexist or a bigot or a xenophobe or whatever else. So what about the people that don't show it? When you consider that that literally makes your house a target or makes your boat or your person a target objectively, which we've seen not only in pop culture but even on the news, it's like, okay, where's that silent majority? I still see more visual support. Okay. How about online presence? Just pure numbers. Donald Trump, Facebook, 32 million. Joey Basement, Facebook, 3.4 million. Joey Basement, Twitter, 10.9 million. Donnie Baseball, Twitter, 87.2 million. Out of 45 presidents, only 10 of them who ran for re-election didn't actually make it. And we haven't had an incumbent president lose an election in 28 years. On YouTube, Joey Basement, 296K, Trump, 1.35 million. Total views for Joey Basement, 90 million. Trump, 396 million. Donnie Baseball is having rallies, massive rallies, all over the country, pretty much everywhere he goes. You're talking car rallies, people standing on the side of the street, boat rallies that are not sponsored by anything, just people showing up, showing support. What does Basement have? Meanwhile, Joey Basement is holding a rally in Ohio yesterday that had 30 some odd cars at it. And you have news reports of people showing up and they're like, there's really not that much support out here. Yet Trump is having these massive blowout rallies. The most obvious answer for why there's no support at Joey Basement's rallies is, Corona clap, Corona clap. But I don't know about that because both parties and both support bases are supposedly subjected to this malarkey. But hey, who cares, right? Yet you quite clearly have Joey Face Diaper and Comrade Krusty targeting the youth vote, yet you got on video Kamala saying that young people are stupid. That's why they need resident advisors. All right. Then you have Joey Face Diaper traveling around the United States suggesting that Donald Trump called members of the military suckers or losers because of some unsubstantiated article in The Atlantic that was based on hearsay and widely debunked. Yet there's a video of him calling Marines stupid bastards, but who cares? You got this incredible cultural historic pick for VP. She's got Converse. She's cultural. Yeah, people forget she was running for president and she barely got a single digit command of the vote and then she dropped out before the first primary vote was even taken. The only bump that she actually got during the primaries was when she basically suggested that Joey Basement was a racist and that he was a sexual assaulter, but who cares about that? It doesn't matter. Facts are trash. And then you got all this support that came over from the freaking all the support that came over from Team Bernie Sandbags, who are basically a bunch of far left-wing socialists that are now supporting Joey Basement, and they call it Settle for Biden. There's literally an Instagram account called Settle for Biden. I've never seen a Settle for Trump account. They pretty much think that you're an idiot. Like, if you look at any of their policies from Comrade Krusty or Joey Face Diaper, they just flip and flop based on who they're talking to at any given time. They're for fracking, they're not for the Green Deal, it's on their website, they're just saying whatever to whoever. They're quite literally banking on the fact that you A, are not paying attention, B, don't do any research, or C, haven't been looking at them all throughout their entire career. Krusty's freaking record speaks for itself, and so does Joey Basement. Krusty was not a good DA, and if you just take a very brief dive in her past, her record speaks for herself. From withholding evidence in certain cases, keeping people in prison longer than she had to, locking black and brown Americans up at a much higher rate for minor marijuana offenses. I mean, then Joey Baseman, who is supposedly this fighter for LGBTQ and fighter for black and brown Americans and fighter for racial equality, has said a whole smattering of racial and things over the history of his career. And it's all on video. You can go look at it. Forget about the 1994 crime bill. Forget about all the things that he said about gay marriage. Who cares about that stuff? All that matters is Donald Trump is a very bad orange man racist. Vote for Joe. No one really cares about their past, what they've done, or their current policies now. It's pretty weird. They got absolutely no support from any law enforcement in this country. Everybody that's been subjected in these major cities to all these crazy lockdowns and all these crazy riots and looting and burning, how are those people going to support them? Clearly they're not going to. Consider that all of Hollywood, every major TV channel, every major TV and news show, pretty much, with the exception of Fox News, and pretty much every major newspaper and every major magazine are all overwhelmingly negatively Trump and pro-Biden. Yet despite all of this and all of the suggestions that you're somehow racist and somehow very, very bad and mean and evil by supporting Donnie Baseball, you still see people still willing to stand up and support Ballgame. That's so weird. Ultimately, the vote for Biden is a vote against Trump, and that's just the name of the game. No one cares about their policies. No one cares what they're saying. You could just look, and clearly, quite evidently, with this packing the court question, they just don't answer the question. It does not matter, and the media is like, okay. Meanwhile, Joey Baseman, as early as yesterday, forgot what state he was in again, and forgot Mitt Romney's name. Oh, that guy we ran against, the Mormon. That's your boy? You're riding with Biden? All right. Even if you've been paying attention and you support Biden, it's hard for you to decipher what their positions are on really anything. In the debate, it's anti-Green New Deal, it's anti-fracking, but there's videos of them saying otherwise. Green New Deal's on their website. It's so hard to figure out their position. They just flip and flop on whoever they're talking to. Meanwhile, their campaign slogan is truth over lies. Okay? You can't just say that. Again, it's so clear how they just pander. Every single video that they put out is just celebrity. That's all they care about. It's just celebrities and what celebrities they can endorse. They're looking for that low tier, no one's paying attention, youth vote. And that's just clear. Joey Baseman has ran unsuccessfully for president twice already. He's been in public office for 47 years. Yet there's all this systemic, all these government problems, yet this guy is the solution. After all this time, all right, yet their current push is the Affordable Care Act and Amy Coney Barrett, and that is the topic of the moment right now. And they constantly just talk about how bad it's going to be if this Affordable Care Act goes away. Has anybody ever considered that there might be something better than that? Have you ever asked a doctor how they feel about the Affordable Care Act? Doing just a little bit of research online and talking to other doctors, you can see that many physicians find the ACA unfavorable to doctors. It provides greater access to healthcare, but at much higher cost. Surveys suggest that it reduces the amount that doctors are reimbursed for treating patients. It reduces their overall salary. It reduces the ability of the practice to meet patient demand. And it increases the cost of healthcare for each patient overall. It also significantly increases the amount of paperwork, unnecessary paperwork that has to be done. And overall, it just reduces the likelihood that people want to get into this field, which lowers the quality of care overall because it becomes a less desirable career. And all of the negative effects of this just means that there are less physicians in the market, there are less people trying to be physicians, the time that they get to spend with each patient is decreased, the quality of care decreases. So even though it just seems so good, it's affordable care, it's actually not. Such is the lesson. If you just look at something from the surface level and look at the negatives that are sent to you by the people from above that don't give you the depth of research, the research on your own, it seems bad, but in actuality, it is the opposite. But hey, who cares? Facts are trash. Just listen to Comrade Krusty and Joey Face Diaper, Joey Virtue Signal, Joey Panda Bear. Vote for Biden. I'm riding with Biden. Mask forever. Lock down everything. Vote for truth. Truth over lies. Big Blue. Let's go.